me, Maury Birch, reporting for Kids First, age 11 and 3/4, and today we are here at the Blu-ray and DVD release of Ice Age Collision Course. I'm super excited. We're going to meet some fantastic people, see some great exhibitions, and so much more. So come on, let's go! I'm here with Johnny Chandro. So how are you, sir?
Good, how are you?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you so much for teaching us how to draw Granny and Scrat and also Buck. It was incredible.
You're very welcome. It's actually to be able to draw them and tell a story through them. That's my favorite part of the process. Having fun drawing them, having fun telling story through them, having fun basically punishing Scrat, preventing him to get his acorn in many different ways. I mean, we have a lot of meetings where we just sit down and say, okay, how are we going to hurt him today?
It sounds so bad that you guys want to do that, but it's so funny when it goes on the screen and then everybody just laughs their butts off.
I know.
Which is the pursuit.
Right. It's kind of like the classic trope with like Bugs Bunny and Donald Duck and all. I mean, we do that through Scrat.
Yeah, I totally understand that, and that's one of the funniest things. And
yeah, I mean, it's always good to. It's a good lesson actually for children when you make fun of the situation and take it lightly, don't take it too serious, you know.
So what was one, how long does it take you to usually draw one of these figures? Because you did this very quickly, but then during the experience, like when you add the animation and all that, how long does that usually take?
Well, usually it will take us about, I would say about a week or so to draw a whole scene, and the whole scene usually consists of maybe 2 or 3 pages of script, right? And then from there, we will pitch it to the directors and we will get notes and we'll go back and adjust. It will take us probably a couple more weeks to do that, and then we'll send it to animation. And you know, like Galen was saying, the process will take about 3 years to 4 years to make a film. Yeah, you involve like effects and fur and lighting. That it will take a while before we actually see the final film.
We're here with Galen Shu, who's one of the co-directors of this fantastic movie, Ice Age Collision Course. So how are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
So what was like your inspiration for this film? Because it has a lot of science and at the same time it's also very kid-friendly. So what made you want to make this film?
Well, you know, it's all started with actually this sequence from Ice Age 1, where our animals walk into an ice museum and they find a spaceship encased in ice. And we always loved that image. We always wanted to tell a story from that image. And it was kind of like a springboard into what Ice Age 5 ended up being. So the Scrat's going to find that same ship and he's going to launch himself into the cosmos, sending a gigantic asteroid on a collision course with Ice Age, Earth. And so from there, our guys have to figure out how they're going to divert this ginormous threat.
Yeah, and then that goes into all the scientific stuff with Buck and all them.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, it's just an incredible film, and I really do love it. So, what was one of your favorite parts about being able to work on this film, and how long did it take?
I think one of the favorite parts for me was figuring out what the Scrat would be doing out in space, because he's never been in space, and actually he's never really been around technology. So it was an awesome experience just trying to find new situations for the Scrat, ways that we could torture the poor little guy trying to get his acorn. So that was a lot of fun. So it's such a simple thing that all he wants is that very thing, and what he's willing to put himself through is just, you know, it's very funny to us too.
Yeah, it is. I bet you guys were like laughing during the entire scene.
Always, always. It took about 3 years from start to finish. We start with script, so it's just words on a page, and then after that, a story artist would go in and draw the storyboards, and then we start building the characters, and we start animating, and then we light the shot. So it takes a long time, and it takes about 450 people about 3 years to make one of these movies for us.
Wow, that's actually a lot of people in a very long time. Well, that's just got to be amazing. Thank you so much, sir, for this interview. It's just a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you. Oh. Great. Good.
We're talking to Abby Kavner, who is a professor at UCLA, and she gave us a great presentation all about moon rocks and meteorites and stuff. So, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Morgan.
So, what inspired you to become an astronomer and be able to go and see out like outer space and find out what's going on with all the fantastic things that are out there?
That's a great question. So I'm a geophysicist because I've always been interested in our planet and the solar system and how it was formed and how we can best live on it.
That's fascinating. And what age were you like, I really want to do this? And this just like you finally decided that you really wanted to do this and this was your passion?
Well, I knew I wanted to be a scientist since I was a really little kid. So I had a rock collection and animal collections, and I liked to look at all of the stars. But I didn't decide to become a geophysicist until I was a young adult.
Oh, wow. So that's incredible. Now, have you seen the movie Ice Age Collision Course yet?
Yes, I have seen the movie.
What did you think about it?
It made me laugh.
I loved it because I think it's one of the best ones of the series because it really inspires kids to be scientists and want to explore the outer regions of our world.
Yep, that's right. I liked looking at the planets. It made me laugh when Saturn fell into its rings. I also liked all of the static electricity when the asteroids fall down to Earth.
Yeah, of course it's got to have something that has to do with Scrat, so...
Yes, of course. The acorn hunt is very important.
Yes, it is. That is basically that's actually the main event of the movie and why all this crazy stuff happens.
That's right. And sometimes, even when we think about the solar system, even small perturbations, so really seemingly small events, can knock an asteroid off of its orbit and then send it into a planet.
I totally understand that. And what is one of your favorite planets to find more details about, or like one of your favorite parts of the solar system?
Well, that's hard to decide. I like all of the parts of the solar system, but recently we have a lot of new pictures about the surface of Pluto. And Pluto, it turns out, is really, really interesting. It has all of these ice volcanoes on it and a very active surface. So I'm excited to learn more about Pluto and ice.
How fun was that? It was a terrific experience. We got to talk to some fantastic people, watch the amazing movie Ice Age number 5 Collision Course, and it was just a terrific experience being able to see all these great exhibits. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did. You guys can be able to check out Ice Age Collision Course number 5 right now on Blu-ray and DVD combo pack. Bye, see you next time on Kids First, where we tell your kids what they should be watching by kids, not adults.